What if I told you that everything we knew about the beginning of human civilization was wrong? Hidden beneath the sands of Turkey for 12,000 years lies a secret that challenges the very foundation of our history. Before the pyramids of Giza, before the invention of the wheel, and even before we learned to farm, there was Göbekli Tepe, built by hunter-gatherers who weren't supposed to have the tools or the knowledge for such a massive feat yet. Here it stands, the world's first temple. The most shocking thing about Göbekli Tepe isn't that it was built, it's that it was intentionally buried. Why would an entire civilization spend decades building a masterpiece, only to hide it under the earth forever? In 1994, German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt noticed something strange on a hill in Turkey. What he found changed history books forever. But as he dug deeper, he realized the site hadn't been destroyed by time. It was carefully filled with soil by the very people who built it. Was it a time capsule? Or were they afraid of something? Among the carvings of animals, archaeologists found something chilling: images of headless humans and vultures. Some believe this was the site of a skull cult, a place where the living and the dead met, a gateway between worlds that they eventually chose to seal shut. Is it possible that 12,000 years ago, ancient humans were already master astronomers? Some believe Göbekli Tepe wasn't just a temple, but a giant observatory built to track the stars, or perhaps to warn us about something coming from the sky. Researchers have found a startling connection. The alignment of the central pillars seems to point directly towards the star Sirius, or the constellation of Orion. Why were these hunter-gatherers so obsessed with the heavens? Was this site a map of the stars, or a way to communicate with the gods they believed lived among them? And then, after 1,500 years of use, the people simply walked away. They didn't just leave, they buried their masterpiece under thousands of tons of dirt, as if they wanted to hide it from history itself. No signs of war, no signs of plague, just silence. What if Göbekli Tepe is just the tip of the iceberg? Beneath the soil of Turkey, an entire network of ancient cities is waiting to be found. We've only uncovered 5%. Imagine what lies in the remaining 95%. Recent scans have revealed at least 15 more circular structures nearby. One of them, Karahan Tepe, might be even older or more complex. It seems Göbekli Tepe wasn't alone. It was part of a massive, organized civilization that existed thousands of years before we thought possible. Reminds us that our ancestors weren't just primitive survivors. They were dreamers, architects, and seekers of truth. Their story is our story. And as we dig deeper, we aren't just finding stones. We are finding our own soul.
The journey into our past has just begun. Stay with us as we continue to explore the mysteries of the ancient world. What mystery should we explore next? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more.
What if it wasn't hunger that led to farming, but the desire for a massive party? In the ruins of Göbekli Tepe, we found evidence of the world's first grand feast and the first beer. Archaeologists found massive stone vats capable of holding 160 liters of liquid. These weren't for water. They contained traces of fermented grain. It suggests that people gathered here for massive festivals. To feed thousands, they needed more grain, and that, perhaps, is how agriculture was born. Beneath the beauty of the carvings lies a darker side, a world where the dead were never truly gone. Welcome to the mysterious skull cult of the ancient world. At Göbekli Tepe, human skulls were found with intentional drill holes and deep carvings. These people practiced sky burials, leaving the dead for vultures to carry their spirits to the heavens. The skulls were then brought back to the temple, treated as sacred objects that connected the living with the afterlife. Could the legendary Garden of Eden be a real place? For many, the lush, green world of Göbekli Tepe matches the ancient descriptions of paradise, a paradise that was lost when the climate changed forever. 12,000 years ago, this wasn't a desert. It was a fertile paradise teeming with wildlife. Some scholars believe this region is the inspiration for the Garden of Eden. When the environment changed, the people buried their temple and left, perhaps mourning the loss of their heaven on earth. We began this journey looking for stones, but we found ourselves. Göbekli Tepe is not just a ruin, It is a mirror reflecting who we are and where we came from. The question is no longer how they built it, but why we forgot it. As the dust settles on the Potbelly Hill, the echoes of our ancestors still whisper through the stones. They reached for the stars 12,000 years ago, and today we continue that same reach. Their touch is still here, etched in stone, waiting for us to remember.